Hey everybody, clearing. There's a new edition, an older edition, but okay, for those who need to have, okay, a rocket clearing. Okay, so today we're gonna look at what is going on in the twin connection. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What is it we can see for the divine feminines and the divine masculines? What are the divine feminines experiencing at this time? Okay, friendship and acceptance. Wow, so divine feminines. These cards of friendship have started coming up in the personal readings and on my YouTube readings lately. So divine feminines are dropping the conditionality that these connections need to result in sexual romantic ways, and they are allowing for the friendship to begin anew, to be what the core of this connection is about, not being conditional that it has to result in romance, that it can be platonic even, or that it can start there. So friendship says, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. When we are waiting for the person to show up, in a romantic sense, we are missing out on the true value of the connection. Think about how many movies you've seen that the big wedding scene says, I married my best friend. Start there. Don't get ahead of yourself into the whole romantic stuff. Just appreciate that this person is in your life totally. Acceptance. I am learning to accept the things I cannot change. You can't change that this person is so significant to you. That's already happened, or you would not be watching this video. So accept it. Accept at very least the energetic friendship, the 3D friendship, any kind of level of appreciation you can call friendship. Just be grateful that you have experienced that here, divine feminines. What is playing out in the 3D? I'm going to actually pull masculine cards first, and then we'll do that. 222. What can we see for the divine masculines? We are getting trust and self-esteem. So I accept that my inner voice will always lead me correctly. This means, divine masculines, when you have not felt to come forward, that is divine guidance. You have trusted that even when your feminine has had a desire otherwise for you to come hither. You have trusted what you have felt to go towards and to stay in your own direction. Self-esteem. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So part of the timing, divine masculines, has really been so that everybody's self-esteem can rise to the level of empowerment, so that we can tap into our soul gifts to that level of awareness of self. And we haven't been able to reach that potential in traditional types of relationship. How many times have we heard, I lost myself? You know, when we make that person the relationship, the important thing, when that person's on the pedestal, when we give in to lust, when we jump in without being aware of what we're getting into, when we're prematurely going towards things, divine feminines, take heed from that. There is some merit and wisdom in the masculine's reluctance to prematurely lose themselves, to lose their freedom, so to speak, in relationships in general. Because when we do that, we wake up years later and realize, oh, we've not gone for our dreams. We haven't followed our higher path. We got sucked into mundane living. This is about divine masculines understanding there is rhyme and reason in the way that you've been guided to access timing, or to call the timing for your own life that way. What's going on in the material realm regarding these energies? We are getting Knight of Swords, so communication and a lot of different options. There's a swirl of energy right now. It looks like there are decisions to be made. The energy is ripe for some connection, to touch base between twins, to get another bit of status update, information. This is kind of a need to know moment where both twins seem to have a lot of options at this time, and communication would be legitimately valuable for something that each might need to know at this time. So a lot of meetups and connection after times of silence or spaciousness, I'm feeling. What's going on in the energetic realms? You're getting harmony, so harmonic oscillator, timing, rhythm, synchronization, and frequency. Yeah, it feels like it's syncing up right now. Divine masculines, you are understanding the spiritual or energetic awarenesses that you've needed in the last cycle, and divine feminines, you are accepting that this is a friend indeed. So there's just this allowance and artistry, expression, community, and celebration. So there's something that could be aligning the counterparts through community right now. That will be surprise meetups, the universe aligning things, setting up events, kinds of things like that. Family gathering, I just heard. Things like weddings, inviting both counterparts, that kind of a thing. Or it is just conducive for work collaborations, more communication about different decisions being made on all levels. There seems to be a little bit of a divinely guided motion happening in the energetic realms right now. So let's see the feminines. Actually, this is the divine. Is this the feminine or masculine? Masculine. So divine masculines, what's going on in the divine masculines' lives at this time? We are getting King of Swords. So neutrality, this can be legal decisions or financial decisions. This can have to do with any kind of contracts, business, romantic, marriages, divorce, things like that, houses, assets, any kind of things that there are contracts or precision thinking involved, strategy, planning. So divine masculines are trying to stay neutral. They're trying to keep their wits about them regarding some kind of decisions right now. And then we also get Ace of Cups, unconditional love. So this is the in-between, decisions that are made while leaving an old paradigm, past life, within this life, previous life in different partnerships and all of that, different geographical locations. There are so many variables. I can't say them all, but this is the in-between, making the decisions based in higher love at one's best for the future. So divine masculines are on the fence about some major decisions, and it does look like it is on an energetic need to know basis that it would be beneficial for divine masculines to be aware of some kind of information at this time. If that doesn't happen and you're a divine masculine or a divine feminine watching this, trust that whatever you do for your own betterment is exactly what is going to be in alignment with your divine counterpart. You may not know how it will all work out, but if you make those choices in your highest and best interest, it will ultimately serve the greater good of the connection. So don't wait or withhold decision making for fear of making the wrong decision. Make the one that is best for you, and you cannot go wrong. That is on the heart space, not necessarily the analysis paralysis, but on the heart space. What is going on in the feminines' lives? Two of Swords, another neutral. So this is a card of blockage. Divine feminines, you are unconditionally loving your counterpart. So some may have been blocked. Some just may not be feeling a free flow of energy between or communication, or not sure what this at odds energy means for your connection going forward. It seems to be in a stalemate or a standstill of some sort without a lot of progress on the surface. This is the unconditional friendship. Treat this person, your divine counterpart or so-called divine counterpart, as a friend. Do not butt your head up against this energy, desiring for a romantic outcome or nothing. You can have that preference, but see it as you would any other very true blue friend. Would you be up in arms or taking it personally the way you are if it was a platonic friend in the same situation? Don't do reverse prejudice with your divine counterpart. Treat them as you would treat any other trusted friend. Don't treat them more special in that way where there is reverse prejudice in some regard. Treat them like a friend. How would you treat yourself if you were actually in their shoes? How would you honor yourself if that actually was you on their side of the energy and you knew how you would personally handle those kinds of things? So yes, there does seem to be some communication coming in from the feminine's angle. There is an allowance of communication that doesn't have a condition that this has to result in a romantic relationship. And divine masculines, there are major decisions being made where you are feeling like your feminine's input would be helpful, warranted, appreciated, even just entertained curiously, out of curiosity, what they would think because you trust them. There's something like that going on. Okay, interesting stuff. What can we see for the divine masculine daily reading? So let's get into it. What are the DMs thinking about these connections today? What are they feeling about the connections and for their feminine on the heart space? What are the DMs wishing for their own lives and to manifest in these connections at this time? What are the actions that the DMs are taking in their own lives and towards their divine connections? What are the biggest challenges at this time? What are the spirit-guided solutions for those challenges? And where is the energy going in the next short while? And what do the feminines need to know about what we're going to see here? 3, okay. There we go. All right, conscious mind for the connections. Ooh, divine masculines. So they're rising above, they're ascending above the grief and worrying that it's been too long, that they've caused you heartache. Divine feminines, divine masculines are closing out the cycles where they are afraid of having hurt you. That may sound counterintuitive, but the divine masculines care so much that they err on the side of caution. They're very flighty. They're very, they appear fickle, but they're not. They're very consistent with not wanting to cause more damage than good in these connections. So they're out very easily instead of staying with it. They're very sensitive. When things can go wrong, they tend to step back. So they are rising above that. They are ascending. They've seen this pattern and they're wanting to close it out. They don't want to cause anymore, but they are conscious. This is on the conscious mind about their behavior in this connection. So they are conscious that they have likely caused you some grief, divine feminines, and they don't want to perpetuate that kind of a cycle in their lives any further or in your life. So they're saying no to that. What do you need to know? Freedom. So divine feminines, you're being freed from this dynamic. So this is where the unconditional friendship comes in that we saw in the beginning reading. Forgive them. Forgive them like you would a platonic friend, divine feminines. Release them from this conditionality that it has to be a romantic union in this lifetime. That does not, PSA, that does not mean it's not going to be. Stop freaking out. If you just freaked out right now, ground yourself. This message is super for you. You don't need to be conditional, Divine Feminines. You're free from this now. This act of letting go and being free from the conditionality that it needs to be a romantic relationship with this counterpart allows you to balance out the sexual tension with your counterpart and with all other beings, so that that kind of sexual repression and jealousy, lack, competition, those templates fall away. This is part of how that happens. So really consider that. When you like the person genuinely because you see how you two are two peas in a pod with that friendship energy, true kindness that does not have the condition of sexual romantic, you're well on your way to experiencing deeper levels of intimacy, both heightened physically and profoundly supportive. This is why these connections are so familiar feeling. This is why it feels like every connection all wrapped up in one, you know, mother, brother, sister, father, friend, teacher, student. It's all. It's the old soul stuff. But this is why. It's because it's so deep and so lofty all at the same time. It's everything. So we are working on releasing that conditionality. Divine Feminines and Divine Masculines are therefore able to free themselves from any guilt and shame associated with having to be sheepish about not feeling pulled at all times so far to the romantic aspect of these connections, to the primary sexual romantic aspect. What can we see for how the masculines are consciously thinking of the feminines on the mind space? So we get King of Swords. We already had that in the first bit, and we have Queen of Wands in the reverse. So this is still the glow up. Queen of Wands, this is still coming into your own autonomy, your own divine feminine prowess, knowing your level of attraction in the world, seeing your worth, seeing yourself as a divine being in a temple body, loving yourself unconditionally, stepping on purpose more fully. Divine Masculines are protecting their energy right now. See how the sword of communication is neutral. It's not coming towards, but it's not running. It's there in this protection bubble. They are watching, even just energetically. Some on social media, some are watching on more of an online presence like this. Hey DM, if you're watching me, mwah! That kind of thing. But yes, they know that it's not time, but they are consciously aware of this growth curve that you're on, that they're on. They're seeing their own mastery in carefully considering the essential communications that they will have with you. The Queen of Wands is also my very attractive, sensual queen. And in the reverse, this could be that friend and the more platonic, not really, because this is still the most attractive queen in the deck. But in the reverse, it's not the focus on the lust, not the focus on the objectification or the physicality, the attractiveness. It's the soul. It's like Divine Masculines are wanting to communicate with your soul and start a base of friendship. And so, Divine Feminines, it is in the energy that you are letting go of that condition. Two of Swords, there's another duplicate. So we already saw these two cards come out in the beginning portion of the reading. This is the energy, Divine Feminines, about not taking it personally regarding not moving the romantic sexual connection forward. This is literally talking about allowing for communication without that condition. See how the swords are being put down. The blockage is being put down. And so this is saying if you've been blocked, Divine Feminine, it's literally been because you've possibly had an agenda, a one-track mind, and you haven't been willing or able to just meet your masculine as a human, right where you're both at, without condition. So that energy is allowing the masculines to prepare to communicate. Everyone's putting down their arms. Beautiful. I'm being drawn to the blindfold and the moon, so you don't see it coming, Divine Feminines, but this motion is bringing in communication. What can we see for the heart space from the masculines to the feminines? Oh, are you kidding me? Six of Cups, reunion, clarified by Six of Cups, reunion. Another one of those yin-yang cards that one is in the inverse and one is in the upright, and I get that yin-yang spiral of life kind of thing, circle of life. Yes, so reunion, look at that beautiful amicable energy, two peas in a pod, soulmate. This is wanting to give each other a hug, wanting to play, wanting to sort things out, wanting to talk about the flowers, the cosmic. This is beautiful. On the heart space, there is no one else that meets them on this level of the inner child, of the sweetness, this fountain of youth even. There is no connection that meets on this beautiful cosmic child of the universe level. Nine of Pentacles, this is the autonomy. So Divine Feminines, understand that children don't have the agenda of a romantic relationship. It's sweeter than that. It's more pure. Look at all of this. It is really, the message today is to have unconditional friendship like childhood friends. First and foremost, start there in this new energy. Even if you've already gone through a cycle of this stage in an old energy, it's brand new now. Throw it all out. Start fresh. Pretend you don't even know your person anymore. And if you do get to communicate in this new energy, start fresh on this level of sweetness from the beginning. Where do we begin? At the beginning, of course. Starting fresh from these codependency-free templates. Sovereignty, autonomy, no agenda, no records of wrong. Starting fresh. So Divine Masculines feel this is possible for once on the heart space. They can feel the energy has smoothed out and that there might just be a brand new start ahead. From their side too, it's not just about them watching your connection. Many of them are considerate of where you might be at with things. And we did see putting down that fear that they've caused too much damage, forgiving themselves for following divine guidance not to come in yet. All of that. What are they feeling on the heart space for you, Divine Feminine? Here's the King of Swords for the third time. Devil energies. So they are really coming to some high level understanding about the limitations, specifically the deal breakers, the conditions, the obstacles, the hurdles, the circumstances in these connections. They are truly coming to some higher understanding about what the value in those apparent holdups has been, how it's created specifically. What was it in the beginning reading? The understanding of, where is it? What was that? One moment. There it is, the self-esteem. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. The understanding of how the resistance, how these brakes that have been put on the connections have actually assisted in more of a appreciation of the depth of each individual, of the connection. It's proven that these connections have stood the test of time. Both are still thinking of each other, still evolving and growing because of it. So divine masculines feel on the heart space that they are really coming to some very clear understandings of how miraculous your connection is, how there is no devil energy or shadow that can hide from the kind of discernment, love, consideration, conscientiousness, consciousness that these connections inspire them to look at life and you and their choices through. Divine feminines, this is true progress. This is where somebody can come into mutual relationship with another and actually see the potentials realized between two people or in collaboration with two people. This is good news. What is the manifestation the masculines are working on in their own lives? 10 of Cups, happiness, unconditional love. No, they are putting on their oxygen mask. So this is good news for karmic patterns falling away, from not needing to live with a mask on in any shape or form. They are going for their happiness. Their own self-love wins the day. And this is going to bring them into alignment with everything that is meant for them. So they are wishing for this across the board. 8 of Wands, you are feeling this, divine feminine. It should be coming through in the energetic permission, inspiration to also do this in your life, more so all the time. We're not so different after all. We're all going towards that same evolution of peace and understanding and thriving and happiness. What are the masculines manifesting with these connections? Wow, 3 of Orbs to the 4 of Swords, 3 of Swords to the 4 of Swords. So this is the heartache, and now coming into the integration. So instead of feeling some heartache and then making themselves busy or feeling exhausted because of heartache but not realizing why, and just sleeping for a day instead of processing. There is a season for everything, but here we've got both on the table. We've got cause and effect. We've got heartache and integration. So they're holding these things about the connection, about their lives in their mind's eye long enough to connect the dots here between the heartache and the solutions, the rawness and the solutions. So they are seeing with this connection that they can move into better feeling, productive assessments of what has happened, what has kept the connections apart, the misunderstandings, the weak energy, when they haven't been able to act with more awareness or strength, and vice versa with you. 6 of Cups, reunion, divine feminines. This is what is bringing the divine masculines out of silence, I just heard. They're seeing more clearly. They're working with it. There is progress here, and this is what is bringing them forward to communicate, to clear up misunderstandings, to be able to articulate their heartache. Enough time has passed, enough healing, enough meditation about the heartache, so that they can come to you and speak to you about what has happened, about why they have withdrawn, about why they have been ill-equipped, about why they haven't been able to say these things sooner. That doesn't mean they're going to wallow in it and express from a disintegrated place, but they are working on understanding their own journey, their own lessons, their own awarenesses, so that they can get past any of the confusion that keeps them aloof, so they can come towards This is where forgiveness and clearing the energy and not taking things personally. And I'm not talking about abuse scenarios here. If you have been physically, emotionally, mentally harmed, you can forgive for your sake and move on. Someone really needs to come correct and changed in order for that to be okay to come back in. But if this is a matter of neither actually, causing harm to each other, this is more circumstantial, what I'm feeling here. The masculines are able to understand the method to their madness and able to talk to you more about their experience as a human and how they navigate, how they function, what they've been up to, knowing themselves well enough to have that conversation. What are the actions the masculines are taking in their own lives right now? Wow, overnight, a lot of them are just throwing down the burden and saying no more. Some of them are just suddenly overnight being freed from binding things, contracts, relationships. They're finally saying, I don't need that. And they've seen why. They've seen the codependency, the dysfunction, the error of their ways, the misguided assumptions, and instantly it's changing, I'm getting. Knight of Wands, so they're deepening. They're not so frivolous, impulsive, lust-based. They now see that those short-sighted decisions have run rampant through society, I just heard, and they no longer want to play those games. This is the player card in the reverse. They are too aware now to conduct themselves that way. What action are they taking straight to these connections? They're wishing for it. They're wishing for true balance in their lives, for temperance. They are wishing to live a peaceful, alive, abundant, productive, innovative life. The hero's journey. They're wishing to be a master now. They're wishing to dial it in, to get on the level. They don't want to perpetuate those short-lived exhilaration templates, the spastastic ones, the knee-jerk ones, the volatile ones, the frivolous ones, the rebellious ones. They want depth, they want meaning, they want brilliance, they want excellence. Eight of Cups, Divine Feminines. Everybody's walking away from things that don't emotionally serve. You are also walking from Eight of Cups to Nine of Cups, away from anything. So Divine Feminines, let this be the courage you need to leave behind mediocre. I'm hearing abusive karmic situations, imbalanced karmic situations. Anything that you're giving into, contributing to, that is sucking the life force energy from you instead of being supportive and alive, walk away from it, because your masculine is at the Nine of Cups. You're at the Eight of Cups. Meet them there. Meet them in the Ten of Cups. Anything that doesn't serve, join your, and by meet, I don't mean come into union. I mean parallel, tandem, navigation. Follow suit, emulate that same kind of motion that you leave behind everything that no longer serves you, Divine Feminines. Tap into the bravery. Tell yourself you do have what it takes to get out of situations that you know are not right for you. What is the biggest challenge for the masculines at this time? Not knowing the big picture, but knowing the love is here, but not knowing fully how it's meant to be accessed yet. Two of Wands, needing to step out of comfort zone, being in uncharted territory, not having a trail map for this, not having an example to draw on. What is the solution? Making the changes in the physical as divinely guided, as energetically guided. There's so much wealth of information to be had from the energetic connection within twins. So I'm getting sight unseen. There's Two of Cups, Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords, which is the blockage is not here on the table because energetically things are flowing. Here is the King of Cups as well. So there's a lot of unspoken emotion that is permeating the energetic realms, causing this eternal navigation, this change in the physical. So it is kind of sight unseen. Everybody is walking towards freedom, out of karma, out of disintegration, out of lower vibrational settling energy. And we are walking towards our extraordinary lives. But the person that you're on this journey in tandem with is not the end goal. Your freedom is the end goal. Your extraordinary life is the end goal. And you may or may not end up in partnership romantically with the person you think is your counterpart. This is to see the journey for its excellent influence in your life, everyone. So keep going towards the true prize, which is your spiritual sovereignty. What can we get for, let's get some of these cards. So for the divine masculines, what can we see? Inner core, solidity. So this is that strong, steadfast, mature, stable energy that brings peace, that does not have that volatile, frivolous energy, but it's deeper than that. It's more real than that. It's more substantial. It's more galactic, eternal, brilliant than that. It totally transforms the paradigms of the world and brings in a brand new unity consciousness. What can we see for the feminines? Comfort, hearth, exactly. We have peace and home here. We have this Om. We're aligning back to the original templates of the cosmos, the Om, that frequency that brings order amidst the potential for chaos. Oh, many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.